It's your favorite show. It's your
Hey,
favorite show. It's your
hey,
favorite show. It's your
hey.
favorite show. Get connected, get connected, get connected to us. Get connected, get connected, get connected to you. Get connected, get
Hey.
connected to them. It's your
Oh,
favorite show. It's your
hey,
favorite show. It's your
hey.
favorite show. It's your
Ah,
favorite show. Hey guys, it's the Connected
hey.
Corner. We are so excited to be here with the special edition. I'm your girl Tori Rose, and who am I here with?
You are here with, I was going to say, I'm here with, you are here with Kiana B. Jones.
Hey girl, how's it going?
Great. We got a new tune for them. Oh, they wasn't ready
New
for
tune.
that.
We were not ready. Guys, you'll get a new tune whenever we do our special edition. So, Kiana, tell us a little bit about who we are here with today and what the guests can look forward to seeing.
Yes, so we have our special edition today, and our guests are Isla Angel and Matthew Reeves. Hey, and we're excited to talk to them tonight. They have some special events coming up. It's Autism Awareness Month. Today is April 1st, so it's the beginning of Autism Awareness Month. And so we're going to be talking to them and asking some questions, and they're going to be giving us some knowledge and information what we like news and resources you can actually
That you
use.
can actually use. That's right.
Yes, so we're going to get that from them tonight. And so, Isla, you want to just tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll go to Matthew, and then we'll start.
Okay, I am Isla. I'm a Libra. No, I'm just joking.
You're leaving it. I'm a
no,
Libra too.
no, on a serious note, I am Isla, angel, activist, entrepreneur, mother, woman of God, all of the above, creator, lover of beautiful things. And I'm just so excited to be on the special edition tonight.
Awesome,
We're
awesome,
excited to
awesome.
have you.
Yeah, so Matthew, next. Now, I know that's a hard act to follow, but go ahead,
I
brother.
know.
Give it to him.
I know. I was just thinking that, like, man, I have to follow that. But hi, everyone. My name is Matthew. I'm originally from Baltimore, Maryland. Um, and I'm the founder of the Reads Fund, which educates, advocates, and liberates families in Baltimore that are shaped by autism and sarcoidosis. So excited to be on tonight to learn from everyone.
Awesome, awesome. Well,
Great to
thank you
have
guys
you.
so much. Yes, thank you so much for I said so much for having us. Thank you so much for being here with us and having us and being a part of the Connected Corner. So we want to start with the first question we have for you guys is what is autism? And so, just in your own words, like what is autism? Alan, we'll start with you and then Matthew.
Um, Autism is a condition that affects the cognitive skills, um, the communication skills, and the child's social interaction. It impacts the nervous system in them, so that's why all of those things are affected.
Okay. And Matthew, from your perspective, what is autism?
Yeah, I agree. It definitely affects your social interaction. It's also development disorder, so delays development in different areas. But one key factor that you can identify is social interaction, but it's a spectrum and it's different in every person who is diagnosed.
Great. Yes. Thank you guys for that information. And then the next question we have is, are there ways to manage or improve one's autism? So Matthew will, play paintball. We'll take it back to you. Are there ways to manage or improve one's autism?
Sure. So I'll speak from the perspective of kind of youth and children as I'm kind of answering the question. But I think definitely structure definitely helps. What I've seen, strong structure put in place and routines are very helpful. So, having a set routine is kind of a way to kind of help manage it and just to be at ease on everyone, the family, anyone who could be taking care of an autistic child. There are also several resources There's behavioral therapy that is helpful as well to be able to kind of counteract some behavioral problems that might arise, or just different interventions. Early interventions are crucial as well. And the last thing I would say to help improve is really building a community of people. And I think that's probably the most important thing is, but just like any child with autism or not, we all know that it takes a village to raise a child. So I think an important thing is just building a village, building a community of people who have your back and have your support. It's one thing that I've seen to be most critical, just like any other child. So, yeah.
Yes, yes. So with that being said, Ala, what is do you see if there are ways that help to manage or improve one's autism, especially as a mom?
And he done went and stole my whole answer. I mean, now why you gonna go and do that, Matthew? No, just to add, I really want to piggyback and drive hard on that. The routine and the support system is crucial to their process. I know my experience with my child, routine is critical for her. If we're out of our routine, I will know it. Okay, yes. Um, Also to piggyback a little back on what he was saying, I know what personally helped us was speech, special needs, and occupational therapy, which is offered to children free of charge in Baltimore City with Baltimore Infants and Toddlers. So they actually do the evaluation, and they even do the evaluation through Kennedy Krieger to get the diagnosis. But their special needs and speech therapy really helped my daughter's progression, and then the occupational therapy helped with like her motor skills. So I mean, he pretty much said what I was going to say, but just to add, routine is crucial, and those free resources that are out there for the therapies for the children, it improves it tremendously.
Awesome. Thank you. And thank you for thank you guys for giving those resources as well. So people know, how and what they can do and where they can get help from. And so the next question is, what would you like to have accomplished with your work or efforts over the next 5 years? So Ala, we'll start with you. So now you have a fair chance to take
Yeah.
some of Matthew's answer.
Oh, okay. So in the next 5 years, right? That people would say that's a long-term goal. So I'll start with immediate. My immediate goal is to put my nonprofit in place. You guys connected Matthew and I, so that's something that we can work on. But to get my nonprofit in place that helps out the community, aids in the community. I don't know if you guys remember the PAL centers that used to be here, just a safe haven for the children to go to, but to specialize in arts and academic studies. We'll also be offering PRP services because mental health is important. We know that. And the children don't really have anybody to reach out to when they're frustrated and going through life, right? So that's immediate. I want to work on that. But in the next 5 years, to answer the question, is I would like to see a change in Baltimore as far as the awareness of autism and mental health. And I would like to be a part of that catalyst to grow that awareness.
Some good answer. Okay, Matthew. So now you can follow that. And I'll repeat the question for you. What would you like to have accomplished with your work and efforts over the next 5 years?
Sure. I think really with the Reads Fund in the next 5 years, really improving our programming and increasing our funding are probably the biggest internal goals that we have, is really to be able to get the grants, be able to bring in the resources to be able to help support families that we want to support. So I think that over the next I would say shorter year to 2 years, that's really our primary goal, and to increase jobs in the community as well. The more resources that we're able to bring in for our nonprofit, the more jobs that we're able to create. So I think that that's definitely a top priority of ours. I think another priority is definitely building a community. Um, and it's really the hard work, right? And I'm sure Tori and others on here know the hard part of building a community is getting community buy-in, learning, listening, right? That's a lot of hard work. And so this year we're launching a listening tour to really go into communities and to learn from parents, families who have experienced autism, to be able to, before we build out a major program or major initiative, that we're actually building it with the community, right? And so that's the hard part of it, but it's also the most exciting, right? Like, we get to hear stories, we get to learn, but we know that that's the longer process, but it's the right process, right? And so that's what I'm most excited about. Then I guess to answer your question, over the next 5 years, similar, we would love to create community centers, safe havens as well. So it looks like we'll be partnering on that as well, for really to just create centers and communities in Baltimore where there is a safe haven, right? Where people can come, and kids can enjoy themselves, and you don't have to worry about people staring at them, or people saying that very nasty, quite often, or derogatory things, which I'm sure parents and supporters of families with autism have all experienced, right? And so I think just creating safe spaces, and for kids, and to be proud of themselves, to be proud of who they are, and yeah, that's really our goals. And that sounds like, I guess, not like it sounds very easy to do, but it's very difficult. But I think we've realized that a lot of our work, is we're gonna need the funding, we're gonna need the grants really required to really build it out, and so that's what we're really focused on, and we're committed to doing that. And we're committing to improving, recruiting board members, um, listening, like I had mentioned, and just really being engaged in all the conversations that are happening in the community. So.
Awesome. Ooh. When you said board, it made me think of using the cards that we have here from a youth organization in Baltimore. And so we have two more questions for you. So next to the last one is, what is one of the most challenging things about giving back? So Matthew, we'll start with you with that one. Is, what is one of the most challenging things about giving back?
Sure. I'll change the question a little bit, and not change the question, but I like to think of it as giving forward and not giving back, because I really view it as like giving forward to like the next generation, not looking back. And I'm looking at that because I wrote that on my board right here, so that's what made me think about it. But I think one of the most challenging things about giving forward, is that, quite honestly, everyone's not going to be happy, right? And I think that that's probably one of the most difficult things, is there's always going to be people that aren't satisfied with your work, that think that you're doing it for the wrong reasons, or you just want to be seen, and that's not the case at all. And so I think it's just an internal thing that all leaders have to know, is like why you're in it to begin with, like what keeps you motivated, and just blocking out a lot of the noise. I think that's probably the most challenging thing about giving forward, is just blocking out all of the noise, and just keeping focused. And I think if I were to say another challenging thing, would probably be just just staying kind of grounded, especially when you're creating something new. I know for me, like my mind can go, oh, we can do this thing, we can do that thing, we can do like it goes. I have so many great ideas, so many, things that I want to do, but I really sometimes have to like pull that back a little bit and just put it on a sticky note. And it's like, all right, we have to get really good at one thing, right? We have to get really good at one thing. And once we get really good at this one thing, like the funding and all the other things that I have ideas for, we'll kind of be able to do and realize that I'm only one person, right? Like I can't do everything, and really leveraging the team for the nonprofit for them to like empower them to do it. And so I'm very grateful for them a lot. They're, they put a lot of work in to really make things for the organization run. And so that allows me sometimes to be like more creative and to like be in that space. So I'm really thankful that we're getting to the point where like, I can be more in that space. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for that. It sounds like this is funny. We're here to show us a perfect combination, because you sound like Tori and Ala sounds like me.
Yeah.
So that's perfect. All right. And so Ala, will go over to you. What is one thing that's challenging? And we'll use Matthew's terminology about giving forward.
Yes. So I would also like to piggyback off of something that he said earlier. One of the things that I find challenging with giving forward is the community buy-in. And the struggles with that is when you don't buy into it, you're missing something. And that will later on affect you. I've had plenty of times where I was in a situation where I let someone know some information, they didn't jump on it, and then they came back later like, girl, I should have did that. That's like the most challenging thing for me, because I'm like, I got it. I got us. Like, I got us. We're gonna go up. But it's the most frustrating thing ever for me. But I'm like really working on that, because you got to meet people where they are, and if they're not ready to receive, then you can't take that on yourself. You can't take that on yourself. So that is something that I'm working on, but it's very challenging.
Well, thank you for that. And I'll hand over this last question to Tori, because this is right in her alley. She's the connector, so we got to have her ask the connect question. She's like, 1 second. So, but thank you guys. You're doing a great job, and we really appreciate you and say thank you for being here tonight and giving us all this great information.
We appreciate you guys. And so my favorite question: how can we, and how can others connect to you and support you? What is it that we can do to connect to you and support you? And so, Ala, we'll start with you, and then we'll go to Matthew.
Okay. Yeah. So all my handles are the same. Touched by this angel at Facebook, Instagram.com. Also, you can reach me at VTHEEILA Angel. That is my social media. But the event that we got coming up, I actually have let me bring it on in. Lip Sync Battle is the first annual. This will be an annual event, and I like to call it edutainment, because we are going to educate you about resources and the condition autism, as well as entertain your socks off. So the Eventbrite link is in my bio on both IG and Facebook, and also, as you can see, I can drop down on you. We got hard copies. So I hope to see everyone there. I know I'll see you there. That's all.
Oh, I was on mute again. I was saying awesome. We call it pull up, and we always say, "Oh, I will pull up and have tickets in hand." So we welcome anyone who is interested in connecting to Isla. Please make sure you do so. She drops her handles there. She drops her information, and also will be listed on the Connected Corner and on both my personal page and Kiana's personal page, and on bcg.vantage at our Instagram and Facebook. So it'll be everywhere. So Matthew, same question. How can we connect to you and how can we support you?
Sure. To connect with us, you can go on our website, reedsfund.org, REEDS fund.org. You'll learn more about us, more about our scholarship, more about all of our events. On Instagram, Reads Fund, Facebook, same Reads Fund as well. And tomorrow, actually, April 2nd, we have a virtual event celebrating World Autism Day. Really excited about it. Yes, really excited. And Tori, we're lucky to have Tori as mistress of ceremony. Can again register for that event at readsfund.org. In April, end of April, we're hosting another virtual event, our second annual Emerging Leaders Global Summit, where we have different speakers come in to talk about autism, to talk about sarcoidosis as well, and to talk about some of the solutions, some of the challenges and some of the solutions in Baltimore around how we kind of engage that community. It was a great event when we first hosted it, obviously in person. Now, because of COVID, we've shifted it to virtual, but we're still looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to supporting all the autism events that are happening in Baltimore this month and beyond. So very excited for it.
Awesome. And the same is true for you. We'll share the event and the Reads Fund information, not only on our personal platforms, but on the business platforms as well. And for anyone who is watching this special edition, even if you see it in May or June or July, it is never too late to get connected to either of these amazing individuals who are doing great work. And when I say get connected, it doesn't mean just simply sending them a DM that says, what do you need or how can I help? It says, send them a DM that says, I have $100 and I first want to sow into your vision. And then you say, I was on your website and I noticed that you need help with this. Or I was on your Instagram and I noticed that you could tighten this up. And so when we connect and we support, it's not just about having namesake and name recognition. It's about understanding that every person has an answer to the question of the person sitting on the opposite side of the table. And so for anybody who is listening, we're not just connecting resources, we're bringing people together for meaningful and lasting solutions and change. So if you're going to connect to these individuals, make sure you come with your money and then you make sure you come with your love because they definitely need both. Kiana?
Absolutely. Thank you. That is so important. And the information that you guys gave tonight, we definitely appreciate it. We thank you for it. And we thank Tori for giving people instructions as well as to how to connect, because that is important. People think they're networking, they think they're, connecting. It's because, I just like something or comment it. But that is truly how you connect and support in those ways, really helping out, whether it be monetarily or your time. So thank you for that. Thank you guys so much for being with us.
Thank
We
you, Brad.
so appreciate it. And we just thank you so much. And we wish you much success in your events and your endeavors. And we are forever connected to you and forever connected to you. And we're here to support in any way that we can. So thank you so much for being with us. Thank you all who are watching and joining. Make sure that you like, share, comment on the Connected Corner, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can see us when we go live. You can see our special editions that we will be having. So stay connected to the Connected Corner. And Tori, how can we find you?
Yep. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. My name is Tori Rose, TORIROSE, the connector. You can find me on Instagram. You can also find me on Facebook and you can find me on Twitter. So everything positive is me. Anything negative It's not me. So make sure you get connected. Tori Rose, the connector. And Kiana, how can we find you?
You can find me on all social media platforms. It's only going to be positive information because I have securities on my pages. And so it's Kiana B. Jones. So on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of that, Kiana B. Jones.
Awesome. Thank you. So this has been the Connected Corner. Guys, please be sure to check us out on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please go to our YouTube, as Kiana said, and type in youtube.com, The Connected Corner, smash that button, subscribe, and make sure you put the notification on so you know when we're going live. Catch us and stay connected. Peace.
Peace.
Yes.